How you doing? Like I said, it's been a hot second since we've had a chance to really chat in long form. That SummerSlam weekend, man, you were all over the place.
Oh my God, it was it was wild. It is really one of the toughest, most ambitious weekends I have executed in a very, very long time. And I'll tell you, I wasn't loving it every step of the way. It was one of those things where my mentality was very much one day at a time, just get through it. Just get through it. I couldn't wait. I said before going, and Jeff said this as well, like, I just want to get this weekend over with and just get it done. It started off, we flew out Thursday night. We're on the last flight going into Cleveland, which is where SummerSlam was, which is where WrestleCon was also. And as we flew into DC, we were delayed for a little while, and then air traffic control got us going into DC because traffic was so heavy, and we ended up flying in and missing our connection to Cleveland. And we said, is there any way we can get to Cleveland? And they said, no other way. So then we were rebooked for a 6:45 a.m. flight. And the time that we're getting out of the airport and getting our bags, it is 1 a.m., and we had to be responsible for our own hotel. So I book a hotel, we get in there. And then, if you have a flight at 6:45 in Washington, DC at that airport, you obviously got to be up early. So
what's the point? Why didn't you just stay in the airport?
Well, I don't know. Jeff and I, we were going to get whatever we could get. And we both got about 2.5, 3 hours of sleep.
Okay.
We got back to the airport. Some is better than none, because we got on that plane. We got to Cleveland. As soon as we got to Cleveland, we were met by a WWE driver who picked us up, took us to the WWE TV hotel, where we went and we recorded some media, some digital for those guys, which is going to air on some of their platforms coming up in the future. It was very cool. And it was very cool to interact with a lot of the guys. We walked in, first person we saw was Jey Uso, which was cool. Saw a couple of the other boys, saw a lot of the office and interacted with them some. And we filmed this bit, and we've got some really neat stuff that's going to be coming out on WWE digital here over the course of probably the next 3, 4, 5 months.
Okay. So this blew up the internet when because you had given me the heads up that you were going in to shoot some stuff. I'm like, man, if someone sees them, it is just gonna blow up all social media, because everyone's gonna say they're back in. Pro Wrestling Insider Mike Johnson said that you guys met with officials, and I think maybe some of that might have gotten taken out of context by some people, because it sounds to me like it was just kind of officials were there while you were filming. Is that more the case?
Yeah, I mean, we just it was very. I like to describe it as a friendly visit.
Gotcha.
But it was something where we spoke to people in production, and they said they would like to do more of this going forward. And I said we would love to as well. And I think for Jeff, it was a real big deal to be there and talk to some of the people, because he felt bad about the way he left. He felt bad about stuff he'd done at AEW when he got in trouble, and just to kind of clear the air and let them see where he's at in life right now. That was a big deal to him, I think. So that was really cool. And I was really happy that he got that, but it was great. We had a great time there. We left on great terms, and everything was cool. And we told them we'd talk to them in the future, and we'll do something a little bit later down the road.
Okay. All right. So the doors are open is what you're saying.
I mean, the WWE was our birthplace. Without the WWE, we wouldn't have became who we ultimately, became, these tag team legends, however people view us, the worst tag team ever, man, Jeff Hardy, whatever you think our legacy is, that happened because of WWE giving us an opportunity, obviously. So that will always be viewed as our home. And we've said this before. I've said this on this podcast ad nauseum, that I think we want to finish in WWE now, because that is our home. That seems like the right way to do it. I mean, there was a time with AEW where I would have been cool doing it there and just finishing up there. But I think now to really come full circle and come back around to where we were and the people that first gave us our opportunity to become stars and achieve this dream that we aspired to do, I think we want to finish our deal at WWE, end our careers there, do a Hall of Fame thing. And, we'll see. It was a very positive start to the weekend, though.
Well, so, it's changed a lot too, because now they'll put people in the Hall of Fame without them having to retire.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's different. It has a different feel to it. I think it's almost like a bit of a different structure, just because there has been so many changes, and I think the new regime is kind of wanting to put their fingerprints on what they're doing going forward, and it kind of equates to a new formula for the way to do business going forward, especially with people that aren't necessarily like a full-time, performer, or someone who isn't even a the Dudleys, for instance, the Dudleys are doing Legends deals, which are a little different, and they're both very happy with it, which means they interact, and sometimes they do stuff on TV, whatever is Bubba, if we've seen Bubba do a few times. So it's very cool, man. And it's very cool that we're doing the deal with TNA right now. I love the TNA NXT WWE crossover. I think it's very beneficial for the entire business. I'm glad the NXT and TNA are doing that. And, more or less, they just said, keep doing what you're doing, and we'll talk to you. We want to do more stuff. We are WWE legacy performers. So I think at the end of the day, it is, it's just fitting that is where we end up finishing our careers.